This 39 Dunedin News Bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on 39 Dunedin News, local police share some advice for those intending on heading away on holiday this summer. Items from famous expeditions are on display, but it's one local piece that's got curators excited. And the only regional swimming event for kids under 12 years of age takes over Moana Pool. Good evening, Dunedin. I'm Rebecca Dupree. As families are planning to leave the city for holidays, local police are issuing a warning about associated crime. Around this time each year, officers deal with a spike in household burglaries while occupants are on vacation, and they're sharing tips on how to avoid becoming a victim.
Stepping out of the station, community patrol officers are planning extra surveillance in neighbourhoods throughout Dunedin over the summer holidays.
We would expect that come early to mid-January, when people come back from holiday, that we'll probably get 20 odd burglary complaints, and then as people filter back later in the month as well, they'll keep going up. Residents are being advised to take easy steps to prevent their homes being burgled. Police say thieves are looking for signs that no one's home, like full letterboxes and unmown lawns. So stopping mail, using no junk mail stickers and keeping sections maintained can help. If you get on well with your neighbours, have them come over and make a cup of tea in your place one afternoon or one morning, or pop over one evening and have a cup of tea at your place so there's some lights on and some movement around the place. Police are urging residents to keep an eye out for suspicious or unusual behaviour. They're asking people to report sightings of strangers around their neighbourhoods. Sergeant Aitken says some thieves are going to the trouble of walking dogs while scouting properties to blend in. They're not silly. They will have a look around, they will scout about, and unfortunately there will be a number of people that come back from holidays and find their homes burgled. Police strongly suggest residents record the serial numbers of valuables. That can help officers return stolen property to rightful owners if it's found. They say while many locals are winding down, criminals are gearing up. This is their busy time. They know people are away. They know there'll be a lot of homes with new Christmas presents and things in them. You can't take everything away in your caravan or your tent, so there will be good stuff left at home, and they just love a nice new 42-inch or 50-inch TV. Officers are also encouraging people with alarms to turn them on for extra peace of mind. Rosie Mannins, 39 Dunedin News.
City councillors have been tackling a range of issues in their last full meeting for the year, which has ended on a sour note. The council heard from members of the public about the Trans-Pacific Partnership Agreement as well as Syrian refugees. About 30 asylum seekers are expected to arrive in Dunedin in May, followed by more than 100 others throughout the year. Councillors have also been discussing a new bylaw for dogs and funding cuts for education programs at the Dunedin Public Art Gallery. But 39 Dunedin News understands Councillor Lee Vandervis was asked to leave the meeting after conflict with the Mayor. The next council meeting is scheduled for the last week of January. A local exhibition is showcasing details of exploratory journeys from around the world. Drawings, maps and images from famous expeditions are on display at the University of Otago's Special Collections Library. But it's a local item that's exciting curators the most.
Global artefacts in a local library. This University of Otago curator is looking over relics collected from worldwide expeditions being put on show in a local exhibit.
There are scientific expedition reports, and there are a whole range of publications, and they represent, ranging from Dumont D'Urville's Astrolabe expedition here to New Zealand in 1826 through to the University of Canterbury's Snare Island expeditions.
The exhibition is showcasing books and drawings from a range of international expeditions and explorers. It's a collection the university has had for some time, but has only just been able to display. This librarian says the vastness of the collection needs to be seen by the public.
There's materials from Australia, Africa, the Antarctic, Arctic, almost all around the world of these expeditions, and I suppose it reflects the men and their courage and their resourcefulness to undertake these expeditions.
One of the key works on show is a map created by local geologist W.N. Benson. Kerr says it's one of the most astonishing pieces of the collection because of its complexity and the time spent on it.
Well, to be honest, my favourite bit is the hand-drawn map of Dunedin done by Professor Benson, who was the geology professor, and it's a huge framed map, hand-drawn, intricate. It took him 26 years.
The exhibition is running until March. Staff are hoping they can create awareness among residents about some of the world's amazing voyages and their relationship to local shores. Annabelle Dick, 39 Dunedin News.
The Black Caps have claimed victory in their first test against Sri Lanka, winning by 122 runs. The 5-day test at University Oval began on Thursday, with Sri Lanka electing to bowl after winning the toss. It took the Black Caps less than 3.5 hours to wrap up the fourth innings, dismissing Sri Lanka for 282. The opposing side needed 404 to win. Tim Southee was New Zealand's best bowler today, taking 3 wickets. The teams will head to Hamilton for their next test starting on Friday. More than 150 junior swimmers have taken to Moana Pool for a regional championship. The annual event for competitors aged 12 and under is the only one of its kind in the country, and it's helping prepare young swimmers for bigger things.
Racing against the clock. Junior swimmers from around the South Island have been giving their all in the pool for the Otago 12 and under championships. The competition is one of a kind in New Zealand, helping in part by local facilities.
It's the only regional 12 and under event, and I think having the 50-metre full-length pool certainly attracts more swimmers.
He says it takes hard work for young swimmers to progress in the sport, but he's confident the local contingent has what it takes to do well.
The junior swims do a lot of training. A lot of people don't realise how much training they do, often 5 times a week with early morning starts. So they work really hard.
It's not all about winning for the young athletes. They're also gaining skills for life.
Not only do they become very safe in the water, but I think confidence, discipline, and they become very fit.
170 swimmers took part in the championship event, with 115 of them representing Otago. Many competitors are thinking about what next year will bring, and they're drawing inspiration from local athletes who have gone before them.
We've got the New Zealand Junior Nationals coming up, but of course in the long term, Daniel Loader would have swum here many, many years ago, and of course he went on to great things at the Olympics.
The swimming competition season is now done and dusted for the year, with the school holidays beginning, but many of these youngsters will be spending their free time in the water. Ruby McAndrew, 39 Dunedin News.
Still to come on 39 Dunedin News, volunteers are sought for a study about food cravings, and the Volts score a top 3 placing in a national tournament.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell menswear, it fits.
The team at Caltex North care more about you than just putting fuel in your tank. They care about you and your family. At the Caltex Valley Workshop, the skilled service team care about your safety, extending the life of your car, and helping you live more economically. There's a range of modern equipment to give comprehensive warrant of fitness checks and servicing to your vehicle. Come visit your only local in North East Valley and receive 10% off when you book your warrant and service together. That's your friendly Caltex Valley Workshop, 134 North Road, or book online at caltexvalley.co.nz.
Granddad loved his family and surfing, in that order. He taught me to surf, and we spent a lot of time in the water together over the years. When he died, I strapped the camera to the nose of his old board and filmed the paddle out at St. Clair. Gillian's played the video on the big screen at his funeral. Granddad would have loved having everyone come out one last surf with him.
Gillian's Funeral Services, helping families celebrate the lives of their loved ones for generations. Gillians.co.nz.
I understand now how economics can affect global warming.
And I've found out how grass growth in New Zealand affects Fashion Week in Milan.
I can even tell you how smartphone technology affects the survival of mountain gorillas.
Sorry.
Because at the Otago Business School, it's not just about the world of business, it's how business affects the world.
I'm Kim. Michaela.
David. And this is our place in the world.
Take your place in the world.
McClellan Refrigeration is your one-stop shop for heat pumps in Dunedin. We have a range of heating, air conditioning and refrigeration solutions. We also have 20 years experience. McClellan Refrigeration, call us on 477 0088.
From rare to the recent, visit the legendary Hard to Find for your quality second-hand books. With the largest stock in New Zealand and a friendly book-loving atmosphere. For good prices, buying or selling, come visit 20 Dowling Street.
Hedges are something we almost take for granted. A good hedge needs regular maintenance to look its best and to add value and character to your property. For all your hedge care needs, call the team at SGC Services on 0800 783 453.
Chiropractic care is a drug-free way of sorting out stress and pain by getting your spine in line with body and brain. At Mosgiel Chiropractic and Wellbeing, we provide family chiropractic care. Feel taller, lighter and brighter. Call Mosgiel Chiropractic and Wellbeing today, 484 7272.
At your locally owned and operated Veggie Boys store, we've got fresh produce daily, fruit, veggies and more. Competitive prices is just one of the reasons people come to us in all seasons. Convenient locations and friendly crew, Veggie Boys Dunedin, come try something new. Stores in the north, the south, be our guest, Centre City as well to serve you the best. Daily specials on produce that are hard to beat, all tasty and healthy and all good to eat. Don't forget we've also got your milk, bread and meat. Veggie Boys Dunedin, you're guaranteed a treat.
Congratulations, you're getting married. Hi, I'm James Morris, wedding celebrant, and it's my privilege and a pleasure to bring you the perfect ceremony for your perfect day. Don't wait or contemplate. Your consultation is free with no obligation. jamesmorris.co.nz.
Pallet fires are growing in popularity in Otago, with people who want a clean and efficient form of home heating. The sight of a burning flame without the problems of chopping, stacking and carting wood around is a winner. Pallet fires, so easy, so efficient.
Welcome back. The owners of local McDonald's restaurants are moving away from tradition with a multi-million-dollar investment. Justin and Eteri Stonelake are taking on 30 new staff at their South Dunedin location. That's where they're offering customised burgers through a new digital kiosk. In total, the couple are employing more than 200 staff across their 3 Dunedin restaurants. They've spent almost $5 million over the last few years developing the franchises. And on that note, let's take a look at today's financials. The NZX 50 has closed the day down 35 points. It's now at 6,035. The Dow Jones is down 310 points. To the exchange rates, the Kiwi dollar is down against the greenback, the Australian and the yen, but we are up against the pound and the euro. Local volunteers are getting involved in a clinical trial about food cravings. It's for University of Otago Research, and Suk Ling Leong from the Department of Surgical Sciences is here to talk about it. Good evening.
Good evening.
What is the trial that you're working on?
Associate Professor Patrick Manning, Professor Dirk Derrida, Samantha Rose and I are undertaking a 6-week clinical trial looking at whether non-invasive neuromodulation, a technique called transcranial random noise stimulation, or TRNS, can decrease food craving.
How many people do you hope to involve?
We are hoping to recruit about 32 volunteers from the Dunedin area, both male and female above the age of 18 years. Volunteers will have to have a BMI or body mass index of 30 or more and have severe food craving.
And you expect to collect all the information that you need within 6 weeks. It's quite a short time frame for a study.
No, the clinical trial runs for 6 weeks, so the study will run for a couple of months, and hopefully I'll finish data collection in the middle of next year.
What kind of information do you think you'll be collecting?
We'll be using different questionnaires, both paper-based and computer-based, to assess food craving, mood and other psychological states. We will also be using an EEG device to record brain activity at different time points throughout the study over the 6-week period. And if the volunteers are agreeable, then we'll be also collecting some blood samples to look at genes that may predispose them to a term we call food addiction.
So what are you hoping to learn through this study?
Well, I'm really hoping to see whether TRNS, a non-invasive neuromodulation, can decrease food craving, especially for high fats and high sugar foods. I'm also hoping that the data we collect will provide us with information on how the brain works to support the adoption of healthier eating habits.
How could the data be applied later in life?
If this TRNS method really works, then the inclusion of TRNS may actually have quite a clinical significance in advancing our current treatment for obesity. And TRNS can be applied very easily. It's using a portable device, and each treatment only takes about 20 minutes.
What is involved in the treatment?
It involves wearing a cap, and the cap has a couple of electrodes, and we put the electrodes at a region of the brain called the anterior cingulate cortex. I would then turn on the device, which runs a very low electrical current through the cranial.
Oh goodness. Has this kind of study been done before?
TRNS has not been used for the treatment of food cravings, but TRNS has been widely used for the treatment of depression as well as tinnitus, with results suggesting that it has therapeutic effects.
What's already known about food cravings?
Well, one thing, all craving of food, we usually define it as this intense, persistent desire for a certain stimulus. And there are studies showing that craving is strongly linked to high fats and high sugar foods. These rewarding properties of high fats and high sugar foods can change your brainwave to what we see in other addictions, such as drug addictions or alcohol addiction. So our baseline EEG study conducted by Samantha Rose showed that there is different brain waves among obese and lean individuals, especially in the ACC, the anterior cingulate cortex, the region of the brain that is associated with craving.
Oh, it's fascinating stuff. We look forward to seeing some of your results. University of Otago researcher Sukling Leong, thanks very much for your time.
Thank you.
After the break on 39 Dunedin News, local surfers celebrate a milestone within their community as they take part in an annual competition, and we'll take a look at the stories making headlines in May.
From the natural forests of New Zealand, Silverhorn sources active Manuka honey, a rich source of trace elements, vitamins, minerals and amino acids to naturally support your health, well-being and an active lifestyle. Buy one 250-gram pot for $34.90 and get a second pot for half price. Silverhorn Manuka honey. Call now 0800 502 402 or order online at silverhorn.co.nz.
Mosgiel Mowers Plus can help you with products to make your garden maintenance jobs easier. Lawn mowers, ride-ons, chainsaws, line trimmers. Sales and service are our specialty. Mosgiel Mowers Plus. Phone 489 3572 22B Gordon Road, Mosgiel.
From rare to the recent, visit the legendary Hard to Find for your quality second-hand books, with the largest stock in New Zealand and a friendly book-loving atmosphere. For good prices, buying or selling, come visit 20 Dowling Street.
They've got all, it's all about our customer care, great food, great coffee and supported by some awesome staff. We think it's really important that the customers when they come in here have a good experience and leave wanting to come back. And I think in a nutshell, that's what the good oil is all about.
The team at Caltex North care more about you than just putting fuel in your tank. They care about you and your family. At the Caltex Valley Workshop, the skilled service team care about your safety, extending the life of your car and helping you live more economically. There's a range of modern equipment to give comprehensive warrant of fitness checks and servicing to your vehicle. Come visit your only local in North East Valley and receive 10% off when you book your warrant and service together. That's your friendly Caltex Valley Workshop, 134 North Road, or book online at caltexvalley.co.nz.
128 tracks, dynamic automation, dual faders, and totally digital. This is state-of-the-art music production. The SSL Digital Console. You'll find one in the BBC studios in London, another at CBS studios in New York, and now one at the University of Otago. It's a good reason why our sound now sounds even better. My name is Maddie Parkins Craig, and this is my place in the world.
Take your place in the world.
Mobility Scooters Otago. Mobility scooters, new and used, electric manual wheelchairs, strollers and walkers. Free home demonstration and delivery. Call Tony on 03 455 2875 or visit our showroom, 211 King Edward Street, opposite Westpac.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Pregnant? Need to talk? 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Pregnancy counselling services are here to help. It's free, it's confidential. Call us now on 0800 773 462.
Welcome back. Otago's cricketers have secured second place in a national tournament after losing to their Auckland counterparts at the weekend. The Otago Volts were top qualifiers for the 2020 final against the Auckland Aces after a successful run. The Volts were leading the table most of the season. Yesterday's final at New Plymouth saw the Aces batting first, setting a target of 166 for 6. The Volts fell 21 runs short, scoring 146 for 9. But the team's second place finish is a far cry from their bottom of the table placing last year. Local surfers have been celebrating a milestone within their community by riding waves at St Clair. Dozens participated in a yearly competition made special with the 30th birthday of a local surf shop, and the event was also aimed at helping youngsters.
Catching waves at St Clair. These surfers are competing in an annual challenge put on by a local surf shop. This year's event was a big one, coinciding with the store's 30th anniversary and return to the Esplanade.
Today we're celebrating 30 years of hydro surf. It's a local surf shop, and it's sort of a joint celebration for returning to the beach where it all began.
Northeast winds were a challenge for competitors, but it was less about the swells and more about celebrating the sport. The Open Invite contest offered a traditional surfing competition where surfers went through elimination rounds and an expression event. It included surfers of all ages and abilities.
It's not so much about getting anything per se as celebrating. Like 30 years, it's a long time. It's longer than I've been alive, so I've kind of grown up in it, and it's sort of celebrating everybody that's been along the way.
The store's long been supporting the local surfing community by regularly sponsoring events. Staff are aiming to keep the tight-knit surfing scene intact while exposing local talent to outsiders.
Try to adapt, and that's why we're back at the beach. But being heavily integrated with local communities and stuff is a big part in maintaining some sort of context and stability, and to maintain support as well from the public.
The event was also a fundraiser for the Otago and Southland Scholastic surf team to get to the national championships. Annabelle Dick, 39 Dunedin News.
Well, it's time now to take a look at what was making news in May. The month began with a long-awaited decision from the Southern District Health Board. Local sporting organisations celebrated success, and a large storm marked the end of autumn.
After months of uncertainty, the Southern District Health Board decided to outsource its food services. Board members voted to approve the controversial plan despite widespread public opposition.
I think the District Health Board has made the right decision. It's been a really difficult decision for the board to make because they recognise that it makes some of the staff vulnerable, but it was the right decision to make. It continues for us to serve excellent food to our staff and to our patients at the same time as doing it more economically.
May was a big month for local sporting organisations. Otago Netball became the second netball centre in New Zealand to reach 100 years. And the Otago Cricket Association was given a major financial boost from the Dunedin City Council to establish new lighting at the University Oval. The month also saw Dunedin's tertiary students under the spotlight, drawing attention for unruly behaviour. To help combat the situation, representatives from several organisations vowed to join forces to find solutions.
There was a concern expressed from a number of stakeholders all at once. Motel owners, some students, the university, police to some extent. So I got everyone in the room together and we came up with a joint approach.
The annual Rally of Otago brought over 80 drivers to the city, including world-renowned racer Ken Block. Reinforcement work got underway on St Clair's problem-plagued seawall in anticipation of wild winter weather. But getting work done in a timely manner proved to be a challenge.
Unlike a couple of years ago sort of thing, when we had about a 2 or 3 hour window sort of thing, the window's getting less and less to be able to get into the beach to actually do work. So if I've got it all well planned and I've got the gear, if the guys know what they're doing, so it's pretty much dash in, open up an area, get protection in, then they have to get off the beach pretty fast.
An outbreak of gastroenteritis affected dozens of Dunedin residents. The McAndrew Bay community was particularly hard hit, with almost 100 confirmed cases. The month drew to a chilly close as dozens of Dunedin residents went without power on the city's coldest day for the year to date. Lightning strikes, power outages and road closures were all part of the wintry storm that enveloped the city, warning locals that winter was well on the way. Ruby McAndrew, 39, Dunedin News.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on 39 Dunedin News. Police are warning residents about a predicted spike in household burglaries over summer while occupants leave the city on vacation. Drawings, maps and images from famous global expeditions are being showcased locally alongside significant items from the city's history. And more than 150 junior swimmers have been competing in a one-of-a-kind regional contest at Moana Pool. And it's time now to find out what's going to be in Tuesday's Otago Daily Times, and we're joined by Craig Page. Good evening.
Good evening. Yeah, we've got quite a moving story we're leading with tomorrow about with the Dunedin woman who was savagely attacked by 3 Irish wolfhounds back earlier this month. Really nasty attack. She was delivering the ODT at the time of the attack. She tells us about the horror of the incident and really her long road to recovery. She's already had several surgeries and is in line for several more to get her through. We're also reporting on ugly scenes at the DCC this afternoon with Mayor Dave Cullen and Lee Vandervis, the councillor, again at each other's throats. Lots of nasty catcalling going and Mr Vandervis being asked to leave the meeting, which eventually he did. And we've also got the latest child poverty report, which is produced by the University of Otago. That's out first thing tomorrow morning. We're having an in-depth look at that as well.
Details in tomorrow's ODT. Thank you, Craig.
Thank you.
Time now for local weather.
This weather update is proudly brought to you in association with Silverhorn's Manuka Honey.
And here is today's city view. It's taken to pigeons sheltering from the wind in the Octagon. And around the city at 3 o'clock today, quite pleasant. 19 for the central city, 20 for the gardens, 21 for the Taieri. Quite a lot better than yesterday. No hail today either. Well, to the situation, unfortunately it's not going to be the best this week. A cool southwest flow will blow over the country for most of the week. To the forecast for some of the main towns in the lower South Island for tomorrow, southwesters and rain for Invercargill, Gore and Tiana, all expecting 13 degrees. A southwest change for Alexandra will bring rain later in the day with 16. And a southwest change brings rain later in the day for Queenstown, Oamaru, Wanaka and Twizel. And Dunedin tonight, mostly cloudy with a low of 9. Tomorrow dry at first, but some rain will develop around the middle of the day with westerlies tending southwest. Showers and gusty winds again at night, 16 degrees. And on Wednesday, showers clearing but remaining cool with southwesters and 11. To the Otago Pallet Fires tidal and fishing information, high tide tomorrow morning is at 7:20. And fishing conditions don't look good, a little bit like the weather this week, so we recommend giving it a miss. And that's local news for Monday. We'll see you tomorrow. Good night.
This 39 Dunedin News Bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.